Hi, welcome to Mr. Dyer's Musings. I'm Mr. Dyer, and today we're going to be talking about signal mirrors. Hi, welcome to Mr. Dyer's Musings. I'm Mr. Dyer, and today we're going to be talking about signal mirrors. As always, I like to thank my wife and family for their unconditional support. I'd like to thank my students and my scouts for pushing me to learn more, to be a better teacher, to be a better scoutmaster. I'd like to thank you guys, my viewers and subscribers, for making this channel possible. I have so much fun doing this stuff and interacting with you. And I'm constantly learning stuff because of the push to make these videos as well. I like to thank my patrons on Patreon. If you're new to my channel, please check out the link below. I have specific videos for my patrons on Patreon that goes into the minutia of the material culture that I bring to this show. So if you like this stuff, please consider supporting me on Patreon. We do have some exciting things coming this spring and summer because of our patrons on Patreon. So thank you so much for supporting us in this regard. Okay, so signal mirrors. Mirrors in general seem pretty simple, right? When I was doing Civil War reenacting, I carried a mirror with me, and that was so I could pretty much just make sure I don't look like a grizzled monkey waking up in the morning. And sometimes I'll even do my field shaves, which having a mirror isn't necessary, but it helps a lot. If nothing else, it keeps my shakes down, right? So a mirror is pretty important when you go outside and do some camping stuff and you're spending some time. And some people will be like, that's just an extra ounce. Okay, you're right. You really don't need a mirror to look good unless you're going on a date while you're camping or something. But even then, everybody starts smelling funny and looking funny after a period of time outside. But there's also another purpose for the mirror beyond just grooming. And that is in a survival situation or an emergency situation. I have with me two examples of scout mirrors. And there's even one that was made by the Boy Scouts of America in the 1930s. I think it's the 1930s. It had a leather case. I don't have one of those. I haven't seen one for sale either. So I suspect that there weren't that many of them that were issued. These guys, they're less frequent based off of the logo than the newer ones. That's just how antiques go. But it does have the New York logo, so we know that these, you really can't see this is pretty faded. But when you get up close, you can see the New York on this side here. So we know that this was made before, right around the early 1950s and before, okay? These type of mirrors were also sold by the Boy Scouts of America in their grooming kits. Now, if you bought the grooming kit, then you didn't come in this nice little case. Instead, it just, the grooming kit itself protected the mirror. But it's the exact same mirror. So why do scouts carry mirrors besides just looking good? You'll notice that this mirror is very similar to that of a military signal mirror from right before World War II. Okay, camp mirrors that you get at Walmart, they still sell the same style of mirror. They do have fancier signal mirrors today, especially during World War II and through Vietnam, etc. There's some with instructions and specific uses on how to use a signal mirror. But the simplest way, so I don't keep flashing the camera, I'm just going to use this. The simplest way to use a signal mirror, instead of using the little eyepiece that's either up top or in the center, I'm using this as an example of the mirror so it doesn't flash the camera. You would take your fingers out in front of you and you would sight it in, close one eye, and you're going to use this kind of like you're shooting a gun, and you're going to notch it, and you can even use your thumb forefinger if that works for you, whatever's most comfortable. But the whole idea is you're going to shine the light on the mirror, and the mirror is going to reflect that light, and you angle it until it goes up your hand through the gap. And once it goes through that gap, then it's signaling the thing that you're aiming at. Okay, so it's really simple. Just make sure you extend your arm out, make your V one way or another. You're going to shine the mirror on the back of your hand, and you're going to follow it up until it just goes past the crook of your V and it hits whatever you're aiming at. And that's it. And then for the most part after that, it's doing the flashing. Now SOS. SOS is the universal signal for distress. So it's 3 dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots. So it'd be 3, 1, 2, 3, and then it'd be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now that first set, I kind of hung out a little too long on that third dot, but you get the idea. 3 dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots, and that's SOS. And scouts would often go out in the field and they would practice their Morse code using the signal mirror. And they could communicate over a long distance. I think on a nice sunny day, like this thing can go up to 15 miles in clear vision. If there's no fog, like I said, nice sunny day, 15 miles a mirror can reach. But it can certainly reach over a mile, if nothing else. So if you see a plane that's coming above you, again, notch, flash, 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 flash. And that's it. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? Like I said, they sold these mirrors in the early 1920s into the 1930s and beyond. Even in the 1960s and 70s, they still sold these same type of mirrors, but their logo is different. And that's it. There it is. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it useful. Go outside, take a little pocket mirror, even if it's your wife's makeup mirror, girlfriend's makeup mirror, or whatever, and try it out. It's kind of fun. My scouts have fun doing it. I even took my Lions Den, which are kindergartners, and we had a little bit of fun with it. And I gave away one of the signal mirrors that I had, the Walmart versions of it, to one of the scouts as a prize for memorizing the scout oath, I think is what it was. He did a great job. So gave him the mirror, showed them how to use it. They had fun for like 10 minutes. It was kind of crazy how long that they were entertained by it. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Check out my other videos. I've got a ton of them now. Please consider liking the video. It helps our channel grow, helps get the word out. Please share it with others. Again, getting the word out, helping us educate each other in this public education forum. Please consider supporting the channel on Patreon. The link is below. Our Patreon patrons, they get special videos to it. I'll actually go in a little bit more